Mark Foulks, Communications Director. We're here at the Basement Marketplace for our latest and greatest Fireside chat. Now, it hasn't been a month since we've been at Calabria's, but in this month of May, we want to promote some big events that are coming up specifically at the Basement Marketplace. And I know you yourself, Mark, since you've been here, how long now? 7, 8, 9 months?
8 months, 9 months.
You've gotten really involved with the chamber, gotten to know Julie Rooswald, and just wanted to spotlight her store. The only disappointment here for me was that it wasn't at a lunch spot, and I didn't have lunch today, and you did. But hey, we'll be here at the Basement Marketplace, and we'll promote them, and just know that you owe me one later down the road. So how's it going other than that?
For those of you that are joining us, Justin is all about free lunch, and he's all about that.
Who doesn't like a free lunch?
Everything's going good.
Is it?
And so there's a backstory to Julie Rooswald and her husband, John. So there's a
Is
backstory to that. Yeah. So like when I came here,
Okay.
a friend of mine that I went to the National Fire Academy with, he happens to be the fire chief in Frisco, Texas, Lee Glover. He and I became really good friends going to the fire academy together for several years in a row. And so we've kind of kept in touch over the years. And when Lee found out I was coming to Mount Juliet, he said, a great friend from way back childhood, high school, is living in Mount Juliet, owns a business in Mount Juliet. He and his wife, family are all there. And he said he's a really cool person. And so John actually came up and introduced himself to me at one of the city commission meetings.
Okay.
And so kind of met there and getting to know Julie through both the chamber and everything else. But it's, I've known Lee for years, and that whole connection thing kind of happened that way. And so that's kind of the backstory behind the Rooswalds and getting to know them.
Super small world. And while we like to cut up and have fun and tell the story of the fire department, we do want to mention the storms from last night.
Yep.
That impacted plenty of people south of us, southwest of us. You actually got a call early today about mutual aid request. If you just want to tell people, we were able to send a crew out there. We've got enough staff to be able to do that and help out. And I was thinking about it today before this video, with all that Mount Juliet has been through with mutual aid, and you've given us mutual aid in your previous life before you became the chief here. We would do it anyway, but we really owe our neighbors a lot with how good they've been to us in the past as well.
Oh, absolutely. The neighboring communities around Middle Tennessee always support each other really, really well. And first and foremost, we want to say our prayers are with those folks that are affected by this down in Murray County, and especially the families that lost loved ones and where we have people injured and things like that. And our thoughts and prayers are also with the first responders that answered that last night, because that's a lot to see and a lot to encounter with them as well. But we're always there to help. We did send 4 personnel in one of our mini pumper vehicles this morning early. They left her here about 7 o'clock. We got that call around 5 o'clock in the morning to send some people over to do some stuff today, help them work through some things on additional searches and things like that. I think they have everyone accounted for. But they're just wanting to make sure they're doing the searches and getting everything into alignment to where they're not going to have any additional issues. And that goes into anytime you have a tornado, the things we're looking to do in the fire service are not only account for everybody, doing that primary search, the secondary search, and even third and fourth searches just to make sure. We also are going to the houses, because a lot of those places are not going to have power, they're not going to have natural gas, and a lot of those things for a while. And so we're going and cutting off power to the house. We're cutting off propane tanks or natural gas that they may have supplying the house, doing all those things because they're not going to have that for a while, and we don't want it causing a fire or impacting the house or otherwise while no one's there present or it's damaged to that extent. And so that's what we're trying to do, is mitigate a lot of that damage after the tornado, or mitigate anything additional from happening after a tornado or a significant storm like that.
You talked about the staffing at our department when we had the tornado in March of 2020. Obviously, substantially more we have on every shift that are able to report to you, but to be able to have enough staff to send and help is a big plus for what our taxpayers are paying for, what the commission has allowed us to have as far as staffing too.
Well, in addition to what they've allowed us to have as far as staffing and what they provide there, which is unbelievable, they are also very supportive of us helping our neighbors, because we've received that help here and they understand that importance of that. So we're actually fully staffed today with all of our normal people. The people that we have working down there today that we sent down there actually come off of the shift that came off this morning. So they worked yesterday here, and then they're going down there to help down there today. And so we're not missing any staffing here in the city. We don't have any reduced capabilities as far as providing services. But our city manager, Kenny Martin, our mayor and commission, they're all so supportive of us doing that and helping support these other communities because they know what it meant to us. And it's just amazing that we can do that. And yeah, when you mentioned the staffing and how much that's increased, I think when I came over here in 2020, there were 9 people on shift that day, and a total of about 24 people within the fire department, or something like that, or a little bit less than 24. And now we have 24 on every shift. And so there's, we've tripled the amount of staff that we actually had at that point in time that we have providing services to our citizens and visitors here in Mount Juliet, as well as providing services when needed to others.
In essence, the city of Mount Juliet has never been safer.
Absolutely not. I mean, it's the city between our police department and our partners at the police department, and the way that how they've developed our fire department over the last few years, and we continue to evolve with that as we grow. They have never been safer than we are now. Our own ambulance service, fire protection has never been better than it is right now in the city of Mount Juliet.
That is great news. All right, we got a good little audience here, so we're going to call Julie Roosevelt in here, the owner of the Basement Marketplace, a place that I've frequently visited a ton. I was already on the Wi-Fi when I got here. I'm going to be a gentleman and give you my mic, and Mark can keep his. We love bragging on you and what you're able to do, and as you know, Kenny Martin loves sales tax revenue, loves spending money at local businesses. Just tell us how things have been for you. I know that the weather's looking a little bit better, so more people are going to be out patronizing, and you got a big event coming up soon.
I do. And Kenny is definitely a big fan of ours. He actually has some items here that he has made. So if you want to see things that Kenny Martin has for sale, come in and I'll show you what they are.
And then he brings you more.
That's right. He does. He does. So yeah, the Basement Marketplace, we are a collection of local vendors, crafters, artists, and makers. We have everything from boutique clothing to food items to home decor, all kinds of gifts, just anything and everything you can imagine we have here. But we have 2 events coming up. One event is this Saturday for Mother's Day. We are doing muffins and mimosas with Mom, and we have several sales planned in the store for that. So you can come by and shop for your mom, get your last minute gifts. We always do free gift wrapping, so we try to make it easy. We had a lot of dads and kids in yesterday and all week. We like to help the dads and kids pick the right gift for their mom.
They wait till the last second, don't they?
Yeah, but that's okay, because we have things.
No comment.
Well,
no comment.
I haven't either, so there.
You better get on that.
Well, she wants pictures, so I said let's just do pictures.
That's nice.
So I'll get some card and flowers.
Yeah.
And maybe send her out for the afternoon. I got 2 under 2, so.
You got to be in the pictures, though.
No,
not family pictures?
I think they are. I don't know.
Yeah.
Whatever she wants.
You need to, be in the picture.
She can also step up your game a level and get her something from here today, too.
Yeah, I probably should do that, Mark. Mark's a great salesman.
Thanks, Mark.
She doesn't send me out with a credit card, so I couldn't purchase but one. And then also have.
That's why you always eat lunch on us.
That's exactly right. That's my excuse, at least. Then you have the spring pop-up market. That's a staple here, right?
That is a big event. So twice a year, we do a pop-up market on the field behind our store. And we will have probably about 35 or so more vendors set up that day that are not part of our store. So it gives you the opportunity to see even more things and makers in our local community and meet the maker, right? And talk to them about their craft or let them explain their product to you. So it's always a fun day. We are doing that event this spring on May 18th. It'll be from 9 a.m. till 4 p.m. and it will benefit Wilson Rides, which is very special to us. Miss Gloria, who was the very first rider ever with Wilson Rides, she has a booth here. She's 92 years young, and she hand paints glassware and hand crochets dishcloths and pot holders. And she's had a booth here for over 7 years. So we don't charge admission for the pop-up, but we just ask that if you want to make a donation, a cash donation to Wilson Rides that day, you can do that. And then we will also have a silent auction set up inside, actually right here where we're sitting. We'll have a silent auction set up that day that will all go straight to Wilson Rides. So that'll be a fun event.
Very good.
That will be a fun event.
Yeah.
What kind of items do you have in our backdrop that you want to show off?
Oh, goodness. Well,
Always something new.
there's a Mount Juliet t-shirt there. We have Mount Juliet t-shirts, Old Hickory t-shirts, Nashville t-shirts, lots of local things. Just really a lot of gift items. Behind us, there's actually some locally made resin art hanging on the wall, some pretty like ocean colors. Our handmade pottery is back here behind us too. There are thousands and thousands of items in this store. It's impossible to even talk about them all because there's so much inventory. It's almost a 6,000 square foot store, so there's a lot of inventory here to see.
Can you recite it all?
I usually know what's in here. If you
Okay,
come
you
in and
do.
ask me for something, I can usually
All right.
take you to it. Or if you see something, we post a lot on social media, and the
Yeah.
husband will come in. My wife saw this. This is what she wants, and we'll take him right to it.
Wow. You're like Mark with the fire department.
We
I've got,
can
it's
figure it
not
out.
written down for me. I couldn't tell you. I can't remember anything. So I'm very impressed.
Yeah.
Tell me about your and Mark's relationship. Y'all have known each other for a little bit?
Well,
I'm
for a little
sorry.
bit. So, oh, come on, Justin. But yeah, Mark has a good friend who went to high school with my husband.
Okay.
And my husband and Mr. Lee are actually celebrating their 40th high school reunion this year. So
Wow.
later this month, we'll be going to the reunion. But yeah, so when Mark took the job in Mount Juliet, my husband's buddy called him and said, "Hey, my friend's coming to Mount Juliet. Y'all be nice to him," or something like
Yeah.
that. And so, yeah,
He's a
we
good
were
one,
just
isn't he?
able to connect there. Absolutely. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Wonderful friends.
And I love, like I
and
saw
connections.
this morning, that we're sending resources to Murray County to help them. So I love that all the counties locally take care of each other and help each other out. Certainly lots of people helped us out in 2020 when we needed it. So
Absolutely.
I was telling him we would do it anyway, but we owe a lot of people a lot
Yeah.
of favors because of what they've done for us. We've been the brunt of those storms for quite some time. So when it hits elsewhere, I know we want to do everything we can and more to help them out. And we've done some stuff in East Tennessee with the wildfires and stuff over the time. So, and Mark, that's the thing with Mark and Joey, very well connected in the fire world. As I've learned recently, it's just everybody knows everybody, and you're all on the same team. You really are.
Absolutely.
So, all right, Julie, thank you so much.
Okay.
We got you during the peak time, so everybody can hear about your store, and then everybody else will hear about the fire stuff. If you want to come by and
Thank you
bring some
guys
stuff a
for
little bit
being here.
closer in
Oh.
where they can see it, I'll never say no.
okay.
We
All
thank
right.
you for being hospitable. For us. Let me grab
Thanks,
that
Scott.
mic from you. So
Oh yeah, I should give you your mic
mic
back.
up
There you
everywhere.
go.
I appreciate you.
There you go.
Mark, my next topic, talking about how well connected you are in the fire world. The TFACA graduation was last Friday. I couldn't tell you what TFACA stands for, so you need to tell our audience what that is.
It's Tennessee Fire and Codes Academy.
Tennessee Fire. It's not really that difficult.
It's not that bad.
That's a lot of acronym though. We had 3 people graduate.
We did
Big
have
day
3
for the
people
department.
graduate. It was a huge day for the department. I had 3 people graduate, went through 10 weeks of training down there in Bell Buckle. And so the Tennessee Fire and Codes Academy is located in Bell Buckle. Sent people there for about 10 weeks of training, and those 3 graduated. They actually went back on shift the following day. So
Seriously?
Saturday, a couple of them were on shift, and then we've had them on shift ever since, back to work. And they were happy to be back on shift and with everybody. And we're really proud of them and their performance. They did fantastic during the graduation and things like that. But and then kind of other big news on that related front is it may be the last time that we send anybody to Tennessee Fire and Codes Academy, because as we grow and we need to provide for our community even better and stuff like that, we as you know, we hired Chief Scott Lively that came to us from Nashville. He retired from Nashville and came to us as our training chief. Had years of experience as a training chief there in Nashville. We are actually going to start our own in-house fire academy for our recruits. Anybody that doesn't have the fire training that they need to have for certification levels, we'll be able to do that in-house. And we're going to start our first one of those in August. So we'll start with some of the people that we've hired as paramedics and EMTs that may work on the ambulance right now. But we're going to cross-train those folks to where we make sure that we get their fire training up. And so that may likely be the last time that we will send personnel to Tennessee Fire and Codes Academy. They do a great job down there.
Yeah.
But we really think that we need to have the capabilities, and we've got a number of people that need to go. And so it's kind of a cost savings to us to do it in-house. Plus it gives us the ability to train those folks and see how they're performing firsthand instead of learning from somebody else kind of how they're performing.
Right. How common is that for a city and a department our size to have that?
A lot of departments our size really don't have the capability of it.
Okay.
But with the way that we're growing and the number of people
So
that
we're
we've
trend
hired
setting in that way
and
a little bit.
our needs, yeah, and actually we're trend setting in a lot of things. You know, there's only 10 departments in the state of Tennessee that have their own transport EMS service.
Right.
And so having their ambulance service in house and doing all those things is kind of a trend setting thing on fire departments from that avenue, because most of them are county services that run the entire county, and some have private services that run the actually for-profit services that run for that county under contract. So we're kind of unique in that as well, and we're very proud to be able to provide that to our community. And it's another one of those things that make us unique in our ability to provide services. And this fire academy will do the same thing, but that's not the end of it though, because the fire academy actually gives us the ability as a fire department to do our own in-house emergency medical technician training, advanced emergency medical technician training, and paramedic training. And so we can do all of that in-house now, and we have the capabilities of being able to do that. Since we have our own academy per se, we have the ability to do that all in-house and provide all that levels of training in-house. So we can continue to raise the bar with where we're at. I guess you'd say the lowest level of EMS training is called emergency medical responder level, which is a little bit above first aid level kind of thing, but not a lot. They can't administer medications and can't do a lot of things that advanced EMTs can do. And so our goal right now is to get everyone trained that we have in-house right now that lack their fire certification. And I think that's about 9 out of 70 some odd personnel. Only about 9 don't have their fire certifications. And so we're going to train those personnel in the fall for their fire certifications. And then we currently have some EMT classes going on, and then we're going to do advanced EMT either late in the year or early next year. And so by next June, we're hoping by next June to have all of our personnel, both firefighter trained to firefighter 2 level and certified, and all of our personnel licensed to at least advanced EMT. And then, of course, we have a lot of paramedics on board too, and we're going to increase those numbers through the years as well.
In common language, I asked, has Mount Juliet ever been any safer? Next June will never have been safer either. And always something to add to it. And you mentioned, having this in-house training, and you mentioned having 1 of 10 to have their own EMS within their fire department. The elected body does so much to allow us to have that and to buy in, because that's your job, is to let them know where we need to go, what we need to have, and it's up to them to say yes or no. And my goodness, they've said a yes to a lot with the fire department. And even you got a chance to show a couple of the commissioners, some of the elected body around the new annex building on Clements Road. Show them the extrication process yesterday. So I know when we get in front of the mic at HOAs, we're bragging our elected body, our bosses, but my goodness, the proof's in the pudding. They're doing a ton for us lately.
Oh, absolutely. They do a tremendous amount. And one of the things that was such an attraction to come to work here, and actually when I came for the interview that I had at City Hall, up on one of the screens, and I know you probably did that because you're the public information officer, but literally up on one of the screens it said, our city is committed to the safety of our citizens and fully committed to the safety of our citizens. And I would say after being here, I know that that's the fact. I know our commission is fully committed to the safety of our citizens first and foremost.
Right.
And our city manager, Kenny Martin, and our entire staff, they know that safety of our citizens is first and foremost, because the safety of our citizens, if we don't have that, then that's the basis of what we have to keep our community alive and thriving. And they are really, really committed to that. That shows in everything that we do, and it shows in the way that they provided for us, and literally in the way they provided for our citizens, because it's an unreal amount of service that you're getting for a 40-some-odd thousand person community to have this level of service that you have here in Mount Juliet.
Absolutely. I could not agree more. We have covered a lot. We still got a couple of things to cover before we say goodbye. And again, if you're just now joining us, the Basement Marketplace, Saturday, muffins and mimosas with mom. So the dads like me, and I think Mark, that haven't gotten their present yet for their mother, the great women in their life, you can come here. And then you also got the spring pop-up market May 18th from 9 to 4. That'll be outside of the Basement Marketplace with vendors that you normally do not see in here. So really just a great time out here. But I want to talk a little bit about the community service project that we were able to participate in last Saturday. As we know, in the fire service, you got a lot of guys that in their off time are able to do other things, side hustles and whatnot. But you talk about the carpentry and the skill work that they have to do this community service project. enlighten us a little bit. I know we haven't broadcasted on social media, but you can tell us what you were able to do alongside the volunteer network.
Well, the credit goes to Regina Gerton and the volunteer network as far as finding this opportunity goes. And we normally don't do a lot of things that are kind of this far out of the box in the community, but when the need is there, we're going to do anything we can to serve the community and for the safety and resiliency of our community. And so but literally Regina called a while back and said, we've got a lady that has her sister's come to move in with her. Her sister is a double amputee, and she, doesn't have the ability. There's no restroom facility downstairs for her to take a bath in. She could use the restroom, but there's no ability to shower her. And she was trying to come up with solutions on being able to shower her. And we explored a lot of different things and trying to get her upstairs to see if we could get her upstairs the traditional way, things like that, if a stair lift would work and everything like that. So we had some of our EMS personnel go over and assess the scene and everything and or the house and kind of look at it. And, their best thing was they said the best thing that we could do, or what she needs the most, is a wheelchair ramp to get in to the top level of that house. They've got the ability to get her in the shower once she gets up there. She just can't get up there. And then she's also isolated from the rest of her family by doing that. And so they were going to some pretty incredible means to get her bathed in that meantime, or they had been. And so we just saw the need. And Regina, the Volunteer Network, will help with a lot of churches and a lot of other people donated money to the cause. And the Volunteer Network provided some money toward the cause, and they bought all of the lumber and materials. So there wasn't a single dime spent on what we did over there that day. But, we did take on-duty personnel, so there was not a city dime expended on overtime or anything like that. But we went over last week and kind of set the post in place so that they would be in concrete and be solid for when we went and built the deck on Saturday, and we plan to build the deck on Saturday. And, in a matter of about 6 to 7 hours, we got the deck built. And I want to thank Matt Talley, who's one of our engineers that works out here at Station 2 at Green Hill, and Cade Foulks, who works, one of our engineers that works down at Belinda Parkway Station, for their expertise and craftsmanship and carpentry and how Matt kind of laid out the ramp.
Were you taking their direction that day?
Oh, I was absolutely taking their direction.
I thought all you knew how to do it.
It would have been a zigzag ramp if I would have tried to have laid it out.
It'd have been better than what I put together.
But he did it, and it's a beautiful ramp. I mean, and it's very functional. And just seeing the young lady, she went up the ramp the first time in the wheelchair, and she kind of went up to the mid-level because we were going to making some adjustments on the ramp to where she could get up it easier at the very bottom. And so we kind of said, well, stay up there and we'll get you to come down here in a second. Let's make a couple of adjustments and we'll make sure that you can get both down and up. And I noticed her go to the front door, and she looked in the front door. And that's the first time she's seen the upper level of the house. I mean, and she's been living there for months. And it was the first time that she had actually seen in to the house upstairs because there was no way for her to get up there. And it was just and that was an amazing feeling for us to provide that for her. It's something that was much needed, and it was, and it's something, we had the bandwidth to do. Volunteer Network had the ability to get the funding together and do all of those things and through their connections, and they do a fantastic job all the time. And it just made sense for us to do it and provide that because it was a truly, we're glad that she's downstairs and living down there because we can easily get her out if she needs medical assistance and things like that with the ambulance. But, that's a human need to be able to keep clean and to be around your family and not be isolated and all those kind of things. And it's just it was a big enough human need that we wanted to take on that project.
You inspired neighbors that day too. Somebody came by, taking some photos, and actually was promoting the job that our first responders were doing, which was cool to see. And it's not the reason you do it, but it's very cool to see the good in the world that's still there.
Oh, absolutely. And in the community, we love their support, and we're going to support them in any way we can. And this was just another need that we felt like that was there, and we had both the expertise and the ability with personnel to do it. And there wasn't, like I said, there wasn't a dime of city money spent on it. Our units were in service. In fact, they had to leave several times to go on calls while they were there. It was quite a busy day Saturday. We might have got rained on quite a bit and stuff like that, but we got it built and it's serving the need and the purpose for that family.
When you think about promotion and marketing, like, it's normal that the fire department brings their fire truck in case they get called to a call, but I need a truck like that where it's like everywhere I'm doing something, just bring this big old bus around.
You've got the Beesmobile.
It's really good. I do have the Beesmobile, and I'm grateful for it. But like, you talk about step up the marketing game, it only makes sense to do that even if you didn't need the truck.
So we need to get you a fire truck. That's what
You need to give me a fire truck. That won't cost the city a dime. We're also talking later in May, and we mentioned on the last video at Calabria's, if you want to go back and watch that, Emergency Medical Service Week coming up May 19th to the 25th. We have a ton of people involved with that. Chick-fil-A, TriStar, Vanderbilt that are coming to feed not only the fire department, but to get to know the fire administration, some of the people that are on staff as well. I'm really looking forward to that week, not just because of the free lunch, but just because of we need to celebrate these guys all the time, and we're going to be able to do that.
It's 3 free lunches for you that week.
It's 3. It is.
So
I might squeeze out another one.
You're loving that week. But all 3 shifts, our personnel, and a lot of people already know that, but a lot of our personnel work 48-hour shifts. So they're on for 48. So they're here. They come in at 7 o'clock one morning. They're here for 2 days. They get off, and they're off for 4 days, and then they come back again for 2 more days. But that week we're using the ability to just love on them and appreciate them for everything that we do within the EMS world of what we do. And that's another facet of what we do is provide fantastic level of emergency medical services at advanced life support level. And we just do that for our community. And we just really want to show them the appreciation that we have for them in those providers, because it's immense. We get a lot of letters and emails and phone calls all the time about how kind, caring, and compassionate our personnel are. And I mean, it's true. They really care about taking care of this community, and that's what we want to do. And we want to appreciate them during EMS week and show them that. So thanks to your help with arranging that through both Vanderbilt and TriStar, and then the Breakfast Rotary Club and Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
Mr. Ray is helping us out there.
Ray Render's going to kill me. I forgot to say.
And so, but
Morning Rotary.
I covered you. We're good. And
Thank
so we're, but we did, but their help in providing that, and then we're going to have they're going to have volunteers from each organization that are going to come
Yeah, the
by
volunteer network
and
too.
spend time with our people. And so that's a great opportunity for us, and we're really looking forward to it. And that week as well, we're also very proud that we are hosting the first time that we're going to be hosting that here in Mount Juliet is the Middle Tennessee Fire Chiefs Association. On that Thursday, the 23rd, we're actually hosting all of the regional chiefs, and we're going to be coming together on that Thursday, and it's going to be after this tornado. So we're going to be talking a lot about, that situation and helping each other and kind of coming together on those. But we discussed a lot of things like training opportunities that we could combine together on, assessment centers for promotion that all of the departments provide assessors for promotions and things like that. Those are some of the topics that we talk about at those meetings for Middle Tennessee Chiefs. But we're going to be hosting that over at our administrative offices at the City Hall Annex. And we're going to be hosting that meeting there, and we're very proud to host that week as well. So it's going to be a big week for us.
And if your department isn't busy enough, I see on your weekly that you send to the department heads, Kenny Martin as well, that you are looking to add an honor guard.
Yeah,
we're not busy enough right now.
We're going to be adding an honor guard. Of course, in the past, we really didn't have the number of personnel that we needed to kind of have the honor guard. And, our department's only 10 years old. So, but we really want to have an honor guard that, can present colors and be there in ceremonial funerals or promotions or awards ceremonies that we have and in place, and have those for our department, and really have a kind of that element to show very nice for our department in those formal settings like that, and present the honor guard and be able to present colors at all kinds of events, anything from high school games to Predators games to Titans games to other things like that we'll have the opportunity to do. But that's being formed up right now.
Titans and Preds and all the.
Yeah,
I get it.
It's being formed up now.
Just one of the perks, right, that comes with it. So, Mark, that's awesome. Anything that we missed?
Not that I can think of.
I think we've hit it all. Once again.
And if we did, we'll hit it next month, right?
Julie, come show. Yeah, we've got it next month. Where are we going next month?
I don't know.
Okay, we'll think about that and let us know, Julie. Sign us out and let us know. Yeah, we got time. Tell us what we got.
Show you a handful of things. So, if you haven't shopped for Mother's Day, okay. So first of all, you got to have a card for your mom. So this card is designed by a local artist. She also teaches paint classes here.
Oh, wow.
So perfect. You're supporting a local artist. I mentioned Miss Gloria, and that was the first rider with Wilson Rides. This is something that she hand painted. It's the iris, which is the Tennessee state flower. So you can come support Miss Gloria's booth by getting something hand painted from her. That'll be great. See, then you can get your mom a Mother's Day gift, and that's a flower that will last forever, right? This is the cutest little necklace. It's handmade by a local mom, and it says Mama. And I know it's tiny, and it's probably hard to see from there, but that's a sweet one too. We have a huge selection of it's book art. So this is a book that is cut down, and then we put little flowers in it. We have all different kinds of shapes and things. So that's handmade local. And then this is a candle. This says Mama to Be. So we have some other ones for different, stages of motherhood, but this is kind of sweet for the Mama to Be. And this is hand poured locally right here. I mean, this lady lives like 5 minutes from my store. So all of that is locally made product by very talented people right here in our community.
Wow. That's incredible. I wish we could come here every day. I mean,
you can come
I've
every
come
day,
a lot
Justin.
though, so
Support your local community business.
Support your local
That's
communities
right.
And vendors.
Yeah.
for certain.
I
So,
love supporting our local artists, so for sure.
thank you again, Julie. Tell us your hours again for somebody that might can't make it to these two events.
Yes. So we are open Tuesday through Saturday from 10 until 5. The first Thursday of every month we stay open until 8 p.m. So we do a little shop late event. And then, Christmas season, we have extra hours. Like we'll be open 7 days a week during the holiday shopping season. So just watch our social media and you'll see when we add extra hours for the holidays.
And from what I've gathered from meeting with the local business owners is June and July are sometimes some of the tougher months. So if you got that money and you want to spend that and make somebody's dream stay alive, support that, and also keep that money within the city, shop in June and July. Don't do the Amazon as much or spend it in another city where you're vacationing. And get it from here. It really does make a difference.
It does for sure. And we appreciate it. Thank you all so much for being here today.
Thank you for having us.
I'm so happy that you came.
Awesome. Took forever for me to schedule.
You can come
it, but
back
we're here.
anytime.
Okay, we will. Open invitation. Thank you
Yes.
so much. Say bye, y'all.
Bye.